Welcome. You don't need to do anything right now. You don't need to focus, remember, or stay awake. Imagine a time when the day ended not because of a schedule, but because the sky slowly darkened. When work ended as shadows grew long. When the sound of voices softened as night approached. Before walls, laws, and written words, tonight, we return to a simpler rhythm. To a world where evenings came gently, guided only by the fading light of the sun. This story is called Life Before Cities, Peaceful Evenings with Our Ancestors. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and imagine yourself drifting far, far back in time. Not hundreds of years, not thousands, but hundreds of thousands of years ago. The world you are about to enter is not filled with cities, not filled with houses, not even filled with villages. It is a world before civilization. The year, if we can even call it that, is 200,000 years ago. There are no calendars, no written words, no kingdoms, no governments, no kings, no queens. Only small groups of people living close to nature, moving with the seasons and fighting to survive every single day. The Earth 200,000 years ago is both familiar and strange. The skies are the same deep blue. The sun rises and sets just as it does for us. The stars shine bright in the night sky, with no light from cities to cover them. But the land itself feels different. Forests are thicker, darker, and more dangerous. Animals are larger. Predators roam freely. Elephants walk across the land, but they are not the elephants we know today. They are huge, shaggy, and sometimes aggressive. Giant lions, much larger than the lions of Africa today, stalk the grasslands. Hyenas laugh in the night, waiting to steal food from weaker humans. The air is fresh, but it is filled with sounds of wildness. The crackle of fire is rare. Most nights are spent in cold darkness. Only the moon and stars give comfort. The humans of 200,000 years ago are called Homo sapiens, the very earliest of our kind. Their bodies are strong. Their muscles are powerful from climbing, running, and hunting. They have no modern comforts. They walk barefoot. They wear simple coverings of animal skins, tied with plant fibers. Their faces are similar to ours, yet slightly different. The brow bones are heavier. The jaws are strong. Their voices are deep and their speech is limited. They do not yet have the complex languages we use today. Instead, they use sounds, hand gestures, and facial expressions. A sharp cry may mean danger. A hand raised may mean stop. A smile may mean safety. These are the very beginnings of communication. Imagine waking up with the rising sun. There is no bed. Only a patch of ground, perhaps covered in leaves or animal skins. The morning is cold. The air bites the skin. Children cling to their mothers for warmth. The first thought of the day is not about work, not about money, not about school. It is about survival. Where will food come from? Where is water nearby? What dangers wait in the forest? The men and women do not live separate lives. All must help. Some go out to gather fruits, roots, and nuts. Others look for animals to hunt. The tools are simple. A sharp stone shaped by hand tied to a wooden stick. A spear that may last for weeks or break on the first throw. Fire is rare and precious, sometimes carried as glowing embers from one camp to another. Without fire, the night is terrifying. With fire there is warmth, safety, and cooking. Picture a group of hunters, moving silently through tall grass. They spot a herd of antelope grazing in the distance. The hunters crouch low. They whisper with their eyes, not with words. One man signals with his hand. Another slowly raises his spear. They know that if they succeed, their people will eat. If they fail, they may go hungry for days. The hunters surround the herd, waiting for the right moment. Suddenly they rush forward. The animals scatter. Dust fills the air. A spear flies. Another. Sometimes the humans win. The animal falls and the group cheers silently, their hearts racing. They carry the meat back to camp. They cook it if fire is near or eat it raw if they must. Other times the humans lose. The animal runs too fast. The spears miss. Or a predator arrives first, forcing the humans to retreat. Failure is common, but survival pushes them to try again and again. Not all food comes from hunting. Most often, survival depends on gathering. Women, men, and children move through the forest, searching carefully. They dig roots from the ground. They pick berries from bushes. They crack open nuts with stones. Every discovery is shared. There is no market, no selling, no trading with coins. Food is divided among the group. The strongest do not always eat the most. Even the smallest children are given something. This sharing is not just kindness. It is survival. Without it, the group would break apart. Alone, no human can last long. Together, they can. As the sun sets, shadows grow long. The forest becomes darker, colder. The sounds of the day fade, replaced by the howls of predators. If fire is available, the humans gather around it. The flames dance in the night. The sparks float upward like tiny stars. The people sit close, their faces lit in orange glow. Stories are told, not with words as we know them, but with gestures, sounds, and laughter. A hunter shows how he chased the antelope. A child mimics the cry of a bird. The group laughs, their fears softened by the firelight. If there is no fire, the night is different. Darkness presses close. Every sound is a warning. A snap of a twig may be a lion. A rustle in the grass may be a snake. The people huddle together, hearts beating, waiting for the morning. Day after day, the cycle continues. Wake with the sun. Search for food. Protect the group. Sleep with the stars. There are no kings, no leaders with crowns, but there are those who are respected. The strongest hunter, the wisest gatherer, the elder who remembers the land and its dangers. These people guide the group, though no one rules completely. To us, this life may seem impossible. No houses, no warm beds, no easy food, no safety from wild animals. But to the humans of 200,000 years ago, this was life. It was normal. It was the only way they knew. Their world was harsh, but it was also beautiful. The stars were brighter. The rivers were cleaner. The forests were full of life. Every day was dangerous. And every day was a chance to survive again. The next morning comes quietly. The first rays of sunlight touch the tips of the trees. Dew glistens on leaves and the sounds of the forest begin to stir. Birds call to each other. Small animals scurry in the underbrush. The humans awaken slowly, stretching tired muscles and yawning as their bodies prepare for another day. Water is always the first concern. Streams and rivers are lifelines. The humans know exactly where to go. Children follow their parents, learning the paths and recognizing signs along the way. A bent branch, a footprint, or the faint scent of water on the wind. Some days are easier than others. Sometimes the group finds fruit heavy on the branches, ripe and ready to eat. The scent of wild berries fills the air, and the humans gather as much as they can carry. Nuts are cracked on flat stones, roots dug from the earth, and leaves of certain plants are carefully prepared for consumption. Yet not every day is abundant. Sometimes there is hunger. The humans learn patience, learning which plants are edible and which may cause sickness. Every day is a lesson, every discovery vital to survival. Hunting is more than strength, it is strategy and patience. Hunters do not always run after prey. They watch, they wait, they learn the behaviors of the animals. When a herd of gazelle comes near, the humans position themselves carefully. A spear may be hurled from behind a tree, or from high ground, aiming to strike but not waste. Each throw is calculated. A missed attempt is not just frustration. It may mean that nightfall brings hunger. Sometimes the hunt is cooperative. One group distracts the herd, while another approaches from the side. Communication is silent but effective. Gestures, eye contact, and subtle sounds convey the plan. Back at the camp, those who stayed behind tend to other tasks. Some maintain the fire, carefully feeding it with dry branches and leaves. Others care for children, teaching them about edible plants, safe paths, and the signs of danger. Even small tasks are important. Every stone sharpened, every bundle of firewood gathered, every plant correctly prepared. These actions ensure that the group survives. The humans work together seamlessly, bound by the knowledge that cooperation is life itself. Alone, one human may survive only a short time. Together they endure. Stone tools are common, yet every human learns to make and maintain them. A sharp stone becomes a knife. A wooden stick becomes a spear. Bone, shell, and wood are all shaped into instruments that improve survival. Fire is precious. It is not always easy to make, and when obtained, it is shared carefully. Fire provides warmth during cold nights, protection from predators, and the ability to cook food. Cooked meat is easier to chew and digest. Raw plants sometimes need preparation to remove poisons. The humans experiment, observing and learning. Slowly, each generation improves upon the knowledge of the previous. Each small discovery may save a life. Although life is harsh, humans are social beings. They form bonds not only of necessity but of care. They comfort each other when injured, share discoveries, and support the young and old alike. Elders are especially respected. Their knowledge of the land, the animals, and the stars guides the group. A misstep can be deadly, so the experience of those who have survived many seasons is invaluable. The young watch, listen, and imitate. They learn not through books, not through words, but through observation and practice. Every day is both education and survival training. Nightfall brings a different kind of life. Predators emerge. Large cats prowl and packs of hyenas roam. The humans, if they have fire, feel safer. If not, they huddle together in the shadows, alert to every sound. Even with fire, night is not completely safe. Some animals are fearless. Lightning and storms add another layer of danger. Heavy rain can flood a camp, and strong winds can knock down trees. Yet humans endure. They have adapted their senses, noticing subtle signs. The distant howl, the shadow among trees, the change in wind direction. Their survival depends on attentiveness. Humans wear coverings of animal skins, tied with cords made from plants or sinew. These protect from cold, scratches, and insects. Skins from hunted animals are stretched and dried. The process requires skill, patience, and understanding of the materials. Even small children learn to recognize which skins provide warmth, which materials are easy to tie, and which shapes allow freedom of movement. Seasons change slowly yet profoundly. The humans of 200,000 years ago move with the rhythm of the earth. Spring brings new life. Trees bud, flowers bloom, and animals emerge from hiding. Food becomes more abundant, but danger never disappears. The humans understand the seasons instinctively. They know which plants grow in which months, which rivers flood after rain, and which paths are safe to travel. They follow the movements of animals, learning their patterns. Herds of antelope may migrate across wide plains, and the humans follow them carefully, timing their hunts with precision. In summer, the heat is relentless. Sunlight pours down on the open plains and shade becomes precious. The humans rest during the hottest hours, seeking relief under trees, in caves, or near water. Children learn to balance work with rest, conserving their energy for when it is truly needed. Autumn brings preparation. Leaves fall, and the humans gather seeds, nuts, and dried fruits. They store whatever they can in safe, hidden places. Fire becomes more important now, signaling the approach of the colder months. Winter is harsh. Nights are long and cold. The humans rely heavily on fire for warmth and on each other for survival. Stone, wood, and bone are constantly shaped into tools. A small sharp stone can be the difference between life and death. Spears, knives, and scrapers are carefully crafted. Fire must be maintained, and every ember is precious. Humans experiment with techniques, observing the results and adapting. The process is slow but effective. Each new method, each innovation becomes part of the collective knowledge. Survival depends on these skills, and the passing of knowledge from one generation to the next ensures continuity. Hunting is dangerous and exhausting. Hunters move silently through forests and plains. Their senses are sharp, attuned to every sound and movement. They communicate through gestures and subtle sounds, coordinating attacks on prey. Water is essential. Streams, rivers, and ponds provide life-sustaining liquid. Humans drink from these sources, learning which waters are safe and which are contaminated. They watch for signs of danger, a rustle in the bushes, a shadow across the water, or unusual animal behavior. Shelter is simple but effective. Humans find caves, build lean-tos, or create temporary shelters from branches, leaves, and skins. These protect against weather and predators but are far from the safety of modern homes. Humans are social creatures. Family units are central to survival. Adults care for children, and children learn by observing and imitating. Elders are revered for their knowledge and experience, guiding the group through seasons, hunts, and dangers. Social bonds are maintained through cooperation. Sharing food, warning of danger, and helping care for the sick are all essential behaviors. Without cooperation, survival is impossible. With it, humans thrive even in a world filled with challenges. Yet, in this harshness there is beauty. Life is immediate and tangible. Humans move in harmony with the world. They understand the rhythms of nature, the behavior of animals, and the secrets of the land. They respect life and death in ways modern humans rarely experience. Even in a harsh and dangerous world, humans begin to create small rituals. These are not ceremonies with written rules, but habits and patterns that provide meaning and structure to their lives. Some rituals are practical. Before hunting, a group may circle around a fire, sharpening their tools and checking each spear. They may touch the fire for luck or whisper encouragement to each other. These simple actions focus attention and prepare minds and bodies for the challenge ahead. Other rituals are symbolic. Humans leave offerings of food near their shelters. They may arrange stones or bones in specific patterns, not fully understood by modern eyes, but meaningful to them. Perhaps these patterns mark a safe path, honor an animal, or signify gratitude for survival. The young humans watch carefully. They imitate these actions, learning the ways of the group. Over time, these small habits evolve into traditions, passed down silently through generations. The humans of this time are clever, constantly experimenting. They discover that certain stones can cut better than others. That certain plants can be used to soothe pain or prevent illness. That fire can be carried by keeping embers glowing in protected materials. Even clothing evolves. Early humans begin to notice which skins retain warmth better, which shapes allow freedom of movement, and which fastenings hold under pressure. Each small improvement makes survival slightly easier. Hunting methods advance as well. Humans experiment with traps, ambushes, and coordination strategies. They learn which animals travel in groups, which hunt alone, and how predators affect prey. Observation and trial and error guide their choices. A typical day begins with preparation. Humans stretch, adjust clothing, and check tools. They gather water, collect food, and prepare shelters. The middle of the day is often spent hunting or foraging. Groups move silently, studying the landscape. Every shadow, sound, and movement may indicate food or danger. The humans move with patience and awareness, knowing that one mistake could have severe consequences. Although language is limited, humans communicate effectively. Gestures, facial expressions, and vocal sounds convey warning, encouragement, curiosity, or joy. Emotions are raw and immediate. Fear signals danger. Laughter relieves tension. Sadness or grief is shared and understood. Humans bond deeply because survival depends not just on skill, but on emotional connection and mutual support. New life arrives quietly. Children are born without assistance from doctors or hospitals, but mothers are skilled and resourceful. Communities gather, providing support and protection. Infants grow slowly, learning from the environment and the people around them. Every small movement is a lesson: how to grasp, how to walk, how to observe danger. Each milestone is celebrated quietly, for survival is always a challenge, and growth is itself a triumph. As children mature, they take on responsibilities. They help gather food, watch for predators, and assist the elders. In this way, knowledge and skill are passed seamlessly from one generation to the next. The night sky is brilliant, free from modern light. Stars, planets, and the moon shine clearly. Humans watch the skies, noticing patterns and changes. Perhaps they follow the moon to track time. Perhaps they watch the stars to understand the seasons. These early observations lay the foundation for knowledge that will evolve slowly over countless generations. Humans live intimately with the cosmos, aware of the rhythms of night and day, of the waxing and waning of the moon, and of the cycles of the seasons. Life is a constant cycle. Every day brings new challenges. Every season requires adaptation. Mistakes are dangerous but instructive. Observation, cooperation, and innovation ensure survival. Humans endure. They adapt to weather, predators, and hunger. They share knowledge, care for one another, and improve tools and strategies. Every action, every observation, every bond contributes to the survival of the group. And as the sun rises again, humans wake, prepared to repeat the cycle. Their lives are raw, challenging, and beautiful. In this world before civilization, humans learn, adapt, and persevere. Humans of 200,000 years ago may seem primitive by modern standards, but their lives are profound in their intimacy with nature. They learn, adapt, and persevere. They create, innovate, and cooperate. They observe the world with keen attention and develop emotional connections that sustain them through danger and hardship. Every ember of fire, every sharpened stone, every gathered berry is a triumph. Every shared glance, touch, and gesture is a bond. Humans survive not only through skill but through connection, observation, and the careful passing of knowledge across generations. Life before civilization is harsh, yet remarkable. It is a life of learning, adaptation, and subtle mastery of the natural world. It is a life in which humans, though primitive in appearance, are extraordinary in resilience, creativity, and endurance. And as the sun rises once more, humans awaken to another day. They hunt, gather, care for each other, and observe the world with vigilance and curiosity. Every day is a cycle of survival, learning, and connection. This was life 200,000 years ago. A life before cities, before written language, before modern tools. A life raw, challenging, yet full of discovery, cooperation, and quiet beauty. A life that reminds us how extraordinary survival truly is. In this world before civilization, humans live, endure, and slowly, subtly, lay the foundations for all that would come after. Each day is a balance of survival, learning, and quiet wonder. Each generation contributes to the legacy of knowledge, passing it onward silently and steadfastly. And as another day begins, humans rise again. They hunt, gather, teach, and protect. They laugh, they comfort, they persevere. Life is raw and challenging, yet filled with subtle beauty and profound resilience. In this time before cities, before written records, before the tools and inventions of modern life, humans live, endure, and thrive in harmony with the world around them. This was life 200,000 years ago. A life of constant learning, connection, and survival. A life of quiet heroism, where every ember of fire, every sharpened stone, every shared meal, and every gesture of care mattered. Life before civilization may seem distant and alien, yet it is in these foundations that the human story begins, remarkable, enduring, and unforgettable. As the evening settles fully into night, the small world of our ancestors grows quiet once more. The people of this distant time lie close to the earth, wrapped in stillness. Above them, the sky remains wide and unchanged, holding the same stars that watched countless nights before this one. And so this night ends the way it always has. Without drama. Without urgency. Without a clear beginning or end. Just a peaceful pause in the long story of human life. Thank you for resting with Sleepy History for Sleep. Good night.